Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. This is my eBay haul for Saturday, April 21st. And this is from the Moose Lodge rummage sale. I've been going to this one for a few years now. It's not the biggest rummage sale in the world. It's fairly small compared to other ones, but I like it because I always usually find something interesting there, and there's no clothes, which is great because you guys know I can't stand clothes. So let me get started and show you guys that stuff, which shouldn't take me too long, because I also sold, I think, 7 things that I bought already, so I'm gonna have to include some pictures at the end of this video. But then if I have time, hopefully I can tell you guys the story of my mom and me in the Uber in New York City. So I got to this sale at a little after 7. It started at 8. I was the first one in line. I'm standing there reading my book, and all was great, and all these people start showing up, and then it drove me crazy. I think there might have been like 7 people in line, and all of a sudden I start smelling something, and I'm like, oh God. And I turn around, and this woman, 2 people behind me, is smoking in line. I mean, God, that's rude. You have a huge parking lot and a whole, grassy area to go smoke in, and you're smoking in line. It just makes me sick. Anyway, thankfully that didn't last long, and we went in at 8 o'clock, and I'll show you guys what I bought. I spent, I think, like 25 when everything was said and done. So, of course, the first thing I went for was, I looked on their craft table. They didn't have anything good as far as cross stitch or anything went, and actually I don't think they had any. So then I went looking for the health and beauty products. So I found this set. This is a Vera Wang Embrace Marigold and Gardenia set, and this I think is worth, it's not worth a lot. I think it's like $20 with free shipping, or $22 with free shipping. But I believe I paid $1 for that. And I actually paid $2 for that. Really? Then I got this Amari Elixir from Avon. This is body lotion. You guys know I usually don't buy Avon, but I just, you know what I usually do in health and beauty? I just kind of take everything and just shove it right into my bag. So this was also $1. Might make like $8 on that. Then from Bath and Body Works, I got this set of Sensual Amber. This is body lotion and the fragrance mist. So these are brand new and full. Well, of course they're full if they're brand new. Duh. That was a stupid statement. But anyway, I should be able to get, I can't remember what I put these up for. I think 20 with free shipping, if I'm not mistaken. I've been listing so much I can't keep stuff straight. I mean, you guys should see my dining room next to me. It looks like, a rummage sale exploded in there. There was so much stuff everywhere. Because I still have stuff, all the Easton Press books that I bought that same weekend that this sale was. They're still in there. I got to take pictures of them and get them listed. And then I have a whole lot more stuff that I bought this past weekend, which was the last weekend in April. And I have a huge, one of my favorite and biggest rummage sales is coming up this Thursday, so I'm gonna be drowning soon. It's insane. Then also, let's see, I think I paid $1 a piece for the Bath and Body Works Sensual Amber. I paid $1 for this. This is also Bath and Body Works, and you might not be able to see this. It's probably not going to focus, but right here it says Moonlight Path. One of their fragrance mists. This was $1. I think I put it up for, I don't know, like $8.99 or $9.99 with free shipping. Not really worth that much. But then I got another one just like that, same older style bottle of Japanese cherry blossom fragrance mist. Got that for $1, sold that for $13.99 with free first class shipping. And I also got a tiny little, I think it was like a 1 ounce bottle of Tova signature perfume, brand new in the box. That I bought for $1. I sold that for $20 with free first class shipping. And then I also got a tube of Camille Beckman Glycerin Hand Therapy in Oriental Spice. That was also $1. That went for $12.99 with free first class shipping. And then the best one I got was a Victoria's Secret Seduction Dark Orchid Fragrance Lotion. I think it was about 8 ounces. That I also paid $1 for, and I sold that for $40 with free first class shipping. So not too bad. So like I said, I paid like $25 at the sale, and I think I've already made that like, I don't know, 4 times over. So not too bad. And then the last thing, like perfume wise, that I bought was this. This is called Thinking of You by Mary Kay. I'll show you what it looks like. This tiny little bottle here. Paid $1 for that. Should be able to get, I believe, $20 with free shipping on this also. And then, just for the heck of it, because I know like essential oils and all that kind of stuff is really popular right now. These are only 50 cents a piece. These are called stove scents. You guys can see that. There we go. It's like liquid potpourri that you can simmer in water on your stove. I'm not really sure if you could use it in a diffuser or not. You might be able to. But I figured for 50 cents a piece, we'll give it a shot. I think I put them up there for like $9.99 with free shipping each. So, see where those go. So that was it in that section. Then I went to the coffee mugs. Didn't have too much luck, but I only paid like 25 cents a mug. So, first off, I got this Harley Mama mug, which unfortunately has a tiny little flea bite chip in the rim, but I couldn't pass it up for 25 cents. Actually, I might have done this myself, because when I was taking stuff out of the bag to pay for it, I dropped this. So, that might have been my fault. But, might get like 10 out of that. Same thing for these two. Paid 25 cents, might get like 10 a piece. 2 Wizard of Oz mugs. This one has Dorothy and Glinda and the Wicked Witch on one side, and the whole crew on the other. It says Follow Yellow Brick Road, and now my voice is going on me. Sorry guys, it's early in the morning here. Oh. Then this one, this was my favorite out of the two. It says Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. With the Wicked Witch of the East's feet coming out the bottom of it. And then for another, I think this is 25 cents actually. I got this little vase with this rooster on it and this farm scene in the background. And this is from Otagiri. This is 1982. Might get like 10 on that with first class shipping. Then in the Christmas section, I got this planter with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and I picked it up because it said Fitz and Floyd 1982 here in Roman numerals on the bottom. You know, some of this stuff can be worth good money and some of it's like eh. So I couldn't find it right away on my phone, so I just took a chance for $1. Turns out it's only worth about 20, but that's okay. And I can't for the life of me find out what pattern it goes with. Maybe it was just like a random thing they put out. I have no idea. Then I also found more of these, and thankfully I hadn't already listed the other ones I bought the week before. These are those Wade Red Rose tea figurines. So I found a whole bunch more for $1. So with the ones I bought for $1 last week, and then these, I have a total of 75 of them. And I put those up at auction this week, I think for 30 plus shipping. And I do have a watch or two on them now, so fingers crossed that those sell. And then there was some toys outside and there were toys inside, which was a little confusing. But inside, I found this game called Pathwords by Think Fun. This was $1. I think I've sold this before. I can't remember what it sold for. Probably like 15 with free shipping. That might go in a flat rate priority envelope. Not sure. And then I bought one of these tag reading systems. This has the pen and I think 4 books in it. And I couldn't pass it up for $1. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 books in the pen. So that should go for not too much, actually. You would think it would go for more, but it's only like maybe 15 to 20 plus shipping, I think. And if I can't sell it, then that'll just go right into the fall consignment sale, and I'll definitely make my money back and then some on that there. And then again in the Christmas section, I did really well actually in the Christmas section. I got this Lennox Santa ornament. It's called Santa with Garland from their Santa's Portraits ornament collection. It's double-sided. And these go pretty consistently for $25 with free shipping, and that cost me 75 cents. And then I originally had 4 of these ornaments. This is from the Hallmark Keepsake 12 Days of Christmas line. I had the partridge in a pear tree, 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens, and 4 calling birds. This is the only one I have left, and I just listed these a few days ago. This one I think I have up for $19.99 with free shipping. And let's see, I sold the 3 French hens for $8.99 with free shipping. The 2 turtle doves went for $13.99 with free shipping. And the partridge in a pear tree, which is the one to look for, guys, sold for $49.99 with free shipping. And that one went to the same person who bought the 2 turtle doves, so I also saved on shipping on top of it. So I was very happy with that. You know, certain Hallmark ornaments, you never know until you look them up, but certain ones are worth really good money. Why anyone would pay $50 for a Hallmark ornament, I have no idea. But they're out there. And last but not least, I did on the way out look outside, and like I said, they had some toys and stuff outside. So I checked out this tote that had a bunch of games and stuff in it, and I got 2 things from there only because they were brand new and sealed, and I knew if I couldn't sell them on eBay, I could sell them in the consignment sale. So this one is the Kiva Trebuchet, which is, you know, like a catapult that you build. This is from Mindware. And I only paid 50 cents for this, guys. I think I put it up for 30 with free shipping, I think. And then this last game I have not listed yet because my daughter really wants me to keep it because it's just so weird. And I might have to keep it. So I came home and she's like, "Oh, did you get anything good?" And I said, "Yeah, I got a great game." And she goes, "Yeah, what is it?" And I said, "Would you like to play Egyptian rat screw?" She just kind of looks at me like, "Say what?" And I go, "Egyptian rat screw." She's like, "I don't even want to know what you're talking about right now." So apparently this is a card game. I don't know who the heck named this thing, but it gets better. I have to read you guys the back of this thing. I'm sorry, I have to take it away from the camera because I can't see it that far down there. But then I started to read the back and I'm like, oh my god, this game sounds disturbing. It says, "It's slapjack and fun as players flip cards and try to be the first to slap the pile when 2 cards of the same number appear in order. But it's not as easy as it sounds, as a roll of the dice determines from which body part all players must originate their slap. I'm sorry, that sounds wrong. So, I don't know exactly how this game would go, but she's been begging me to keep that one, so we might have to keep that. That was 50 cents. And well worth it, because we got a lot of laughs out of it all night long. My husband came home and I'm like, "Hey hon, you want to play Egyptian rat screw?" And he's like, "Excuse me?" So, anyway guys, that's everything from the sale. I still have lots more to show you guys, and lots more videos, and already, yes, I'm behind again, so, I'm just drowning, you guys, between work and housework, and driving my daughter around, and cooking dinner, and it's just, Anyway, let me quick tell you guys the story of my mom and our Uber. So, for most holidays and her birthdays these days, I've been trying for the past couple years to get my mom like tickets to go somewhere, you know, some kind of experience rather than buying her stuff, because Lord knows my mother has enough stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if the, production crew of hoarders is knocking on her door as we speak. So, this year for Christmas, since her and I are huge Downton Abbey fans, which shocks the heck out of me because my mother does not usually watch period shows like that, but she heard everyone else was watching it, including me, and she started to watch it and she got really hooked. So I found out towards the end of the year that they were actually going to have a Downton Abbey exhibition in the city, and they were bringing a bunch of the sets and props and costumes, all kinds of stuff they're bringing over from London to New York. So I figured, it's perfect. It's the perfect present for her. So I even made her a little Downton Abbey card, because oddly enough, she had given me a Downton Abbey die set to cut out like the silhouette of Downton Abbey. So I made her a card for Christmas and told her, pick a date between now and April 2nd, because unfortunately it's gone now and might be moving around the country. So if you're a Downton Abbey fan, look out for it. So I said, pick a date and we'll go into the city and we'll go see it. So she picked a date in March, and she asked me, she's like, where is this place? And I said, well, it's on 57th Street. And she's like, oh. Because when you come out of Penn Station, you're on like 34th Street. So that's like a good 23 blocks up. And that's quite a hike. And my mom just turned 70 this past year. So she's like, I really don't want to walk all that far. And I go, well, I didn't think you wanted to. I said, well, we'll just take a cab. So then my son says to us, he's like, oh, no, don't take a cab. He's like, take an Uber. He's like, they're so much cheaper. He's like, especially in the city. Okay, let me preface this by saying neither one of us had ever taken an Uber before in our life. So, and the place not to do it for the first time is, right in the middle of Manhattan. But we decided, hey, we're both here together, we'll figure it out. So she downloads the app on her phone. We get into the city. We get to Herald Square in Macy's, and they have, when they're not doing the parade on Thanksgiving, there's usually little tables and chairs and stuff out there. She's like, let's sit down and figure out this Uber thing. I'm like, okay. So she puts in the address where we want to go, which was 218 West 57th Street. And then they also ask you, I guess, would you like to carpool if someone else is going in the same direction, because it makes it cheaper? So my mother says yes. So then the app comes back to her and says, oh, well, there's no one else going in that direction, or no one else going where you're going, so you can't carpool. And she's like, okay. So then they tell you like what corner to stand on, which is very confusing because I'm not good with north, south, east, and west, especially when I'm in the middle of the city. And So it's like, oh, go stand on the southwest corner of 35th and 6th. And I'm like, oh, God. But we figured it out. My mom's much better with that stuff than I am. And it said your driver, Nadia, will be there. And, like, it tells you how many minutes. Like, okay, great. Well, the only other bad thing about an Uber is that, you know, unlike a cab, you have no idea, like, what the heck you're looking for. I mean, they do tell you, like, the make and model of the car, but that's it. I mean, there's no signage on the car, there's no nothing. And you know how many cars are in Manhattan, so it's like finding a needle in a haystack. So we're standing there like two morons on the corner trying to find this woman, and miraculously, we finally find her. So we get in the minivan, everything's great, and Nadia hasn't pulled out yet, and she says to, she goes, "Where are you going?" And we said, "We're going to 218th West 57th. No. We're like, huh? She goes, "No, you're not." She said, "My GPS say Utah." She's like, "I want to tell you now, I know go to Utah." And I go, "What the heck are you talking about?" And she's like, "You put in wrong address, no?" And I'm like, no. And she's like, "You put in wrong address. Put in address again. I know go Utah." So now I'm looking at my mother and I'm like, "Ma, what the heck is she saying?" She's like, "I have no idea." So she's like, "Let's just put the address in again." So, okay. So my mother's putting the address in again, and it was actually easier to see in the car than it was in the sun. So we're putting the address in, and as soon as she puts like 57th, like all these things show up underneath it, and you should be able to just hit, you know, 218th West 57th. But that wasn't coming up. What was coming up was 280, I think it was like Route 570 or something in Orem, Utah. I'm like, what? So my mother says to Nadia, she goes, "What's going on?" She goes, "This thing says that we're going to Utah." And Nadia goes, "Yes." She goes, "See? Utah. I tell you, I know go Utah. That's 40 hours. I know go Utah." She goes, "I want to go to Utah with my friend, but not today." So at this point, we're like, what the heck is going on? So my mom keeps trying to put it in, and it keeps reverting back to Orem, Utah. So finally, we're telling her, like, "Natalie, it's not working." She goes, "No, it has to work. It has to work. It always works." And my mother's like, "No, it's not working. No." It keeps going to Utah. So finally, Nadia, she's like, "You give me phone." So she takes my mother's phone, and she's doing it. And so she keeps, like, pressing the buttons, and she's like, "What is going on? This has never happened in all the years I drive on Uber. What is happening?" And my mother's like, "Oh, here we go." Because my husband teases me that I'm like the queen of, you know, things that have never happened to anyone else before. It constantly happens to me. So finally, Nadia's like, "I put it in my phone." She's like, "I put it in my phone and we go." I'm like, okay. So she puts it in her phone, and for some reason in her phone it worked. And instead of 40 hours, it was like, you know, a 10-minute drive. So we go up the street, and we're all laughing about, now we're all making jokes about going to Utah, and hey, let's pick up your friend, and we'll go on a road trip, and this and that and the other thing. And this is going to crap out in a minute here, I know it is. I'm going to turn this off and turn it back on. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I don't want to get caught in the middle of a sentence and stop recording. So, we finally get up to 218 West 57th, and there it is, Downton Abbey experience, or exhibition, or whatever. And so now we have to pay her. And on the app, it says, it gives you an option of like what tip you can give her. It's like 10, 15, 20, or enter your own. So we're trying to give her 20%, and it's not registering. And we're like, Nadia, what's going on with this tip thing? She's like, oh, I don't know. So I said to my mom, I said, just enter your own and like, but the total of the ride wasn't coming up either, which it should normally do. So finally I said to Nadia, we're like, Nadia, how much is it saying that it costs? She says, oh, it's $7.45. Great. So my mom puts in like $2 because, we've caused this woman like, agita getting up there. So she goes to give her $2. The $2 goes through, and then it says that we owe Uber like $5,100 and some odd dollars. And my mother's like, oh my God! She thought that it charged her credit card $5,100 and some odd dollars. Thankfully, it did not. I think she was going to call him if it did, but thankfully they figured things out and realized that we'd only driven 10 minutes instead of 40 hours. But if anyone wants to know how much it costs to go from Midtown Manhattan to Orem, Utah, it's $5,100 and some odd dollars. So if you get a driver who's willing to drive you all the way out there. So anyway, that was our first Uber experience. The way home was much better, and then my mother's joking. She's like, well, no wonder we couldn't get anyone to carpool with us. No one else was going to Utah. So coming back, we ended up carpooling with some guy named Roman, who was also going to Penn Station, and it was cheaper, and everything was great. So I don't know if I'll be Ubering, though, in Manhattan anytime soon. I guess we will if we have to, but I definitely won't do it by myself, because that was like a terrifying experience. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon to show you a whole lot more stuff that I bought this past weekend. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.